You're about to do this again, aren't you? You're about to. You're already thinking. Probably 2 days thinking, should I do it? Shouldn't do it? Or maybe this time it's not going to be that bad. You have already some days, maybe a month, maybe a years under your belt. Don't do it. You know what's going to be. It's always the same way what it was before and before and before. It doesn't work. What works for you is to be sober. Don't do it. Don't touch it. You don't need to do that. Come on. Let's do this right. You know what it means, right? You know, you feel deep down inside what you're supposed to do, and you know that's going to be so wrong. You know that. You're about to pull this shit again, and you know that you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. You've been there before. You know how it works. It never works well. Do you really want to have destroyed evening next day? Or maybe in some cases you had like 2 days or 3 days going very badly? Then probably you're going to call again Monday saying that you're not well and stuff. They already kind of having suspicions that something's not going right. You just, because I can't do this, yeah? Well, I got still some off sick days, so I can still use them. So within this year, it's not going to be any repercussions. But the biggest problem is right now, you're going to do it, and you know that you don't know when you will be back on the sober wagon again. You don't. You assume something, but you know it's not going to work, because it never does. And every time when you're trying to go back on it, it's harder and harder and harder. And you know that, because all that time you spent, that beautiful time, you're doing so beautifully, so beautifully. It's consistency, it's that effort. It's then keeping yourself away from it. You do it so beautiful. What you got right now? 2 weeks? 1 week? 600 days? 2 years? 5 years? Do you really want to mess that up? Do you? Do you? Exactly. Exactly. In the moment when you're going to do it, on the next day, you're going to be lying in a bed, hangover, dying from all the bits you usually do in it, visits to the toilet, gut not working well, probably throwing up all over the places. Any techniques to keep yourself away from it, and perspective of trying to get sober. What's the purpose? What's the point? You're already on the right path. You don't need to do this again. You don't. Why would you be doing that? Why did you start all that stuff? What was the reason? You know exactly what it was. Because you wanted to be free. How'd you gonna be free if you're constantly putting yourself in the chain of that addiction? And you never gonna be able to control it. The control is not existing. It's not there. And you're gonna be trying to, what do you think? You're stronger? You're stronger every time when you break in it? When you barely can actually get yourself into the position to be sober or dry again, you're thinking that you're stronger? You're not stronger. You know that. You can't resist. Once you're allowed to it, it's gonna happen. Why? Why? I'm begging you, don't do it. Don't grab that bottle. Don't think that you're gonna have only 2 or 3, because you know how it's gonna finish. You're gonna finish them 3, you're gonna run to the shop, to the store, you're gonna buy again. And more and more and more. You're gonna lose the count. Don't think that you're gonna buy right now the bottle of vodka, you're gonna put it in the fridge. Well, I'm gonna have only a few shots. Maybe on the first evening, maybe. On the second one, or even worst case scenario, tonight, you're gonna finish all the bloody bottle. And on the morning when you wake up, you're gonna be trying to see the damage, right? Let me go to the fridge, let me check what's going on. Oh my God, I don't remember how much I drank. Why? I feel like shit. I knew it's gonna be like this. Exactly. Don't do it. You have a tough time? I know. Everyone has a tough time from time to time. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you the story about the blacksmith and the piece of metal he's working on. Do you know how that piece of metal gets stronger and stronger? Because the blacksmith needs to put that metal into the fire, into the water, into the fire, into the water. That's what you are right now. The bit of metal which has been put it into the fire, into the water, into the fire, into the water. Every time it does that, it gets you stronger. You becoming a stronger, firm, perfect metal, which you can run without alcohol. And the blacksmith is nothing else but your sobriety, which is the time. Every time when you're thinking, I need a drink, or maybe I should drink, or maybe I'm so long without it, so now I can go and do it. So okay, probably I'll be able. No, you're not gonna be able, and you're not gonna be able. That time is gone, gone. And just because through the good times, through the bad times, you're staying away, you're being conditioned to stay sober. And the longer you stay sober, the stronger you become. All right? Like that bit of metal. Fire, water, fire, water, fire, water. Extra core of hardness, extra layer of coming up. You better and better and better because you without it. Them small steps. That one step a day took you up to where you are right now. It doesn't matter if it's a week or 2 weeks, a month, a year. You should repeat every day what you're doing it. Come on. I'm begging you. Don't pick up this bottle. Don't do it. Don't think about it. Don't think it's going to be a little kind of a shot and I'll be fine. No, it's not. It's not. It's going to take you back where you've been before. Think about your family, think about your loved ones, think about everything you've got right now. And specifically think about yourself. Because you are not going to be able to cut the chains so quickly again and again. You're not going to rip it. It's ripping you. All right? This addiction, even when you're sober, it sits next to you and it keeps doing it push-ups. And waiting for your little slip, little fault, little anything. That's how fragile that is. But your advantage is that you know. All right? You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. This is your biggest armor, that you can see what's going on. And you are under armor. You're sitting nice and comfortably under armor because you are creating that armor, because that armor is you, your decisions. All right, fair enough. It's 50-50 if I don't drink every day, but still. It's the question, which one you're going to pick. All right? It's the good wolf within you and the bad wolf within you. Which one's going to win? And the one you're going to feed the most. If you're going to feed the one which doesn't want to drink, you're not going to drink. And you're going to be surprised. Oh my God, I got 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. How did I do it? You know? Drinking for 20 years, now let's say you're like week without, month without, probably you said to yourself before you started it, it's impossible. You're never going to stop. Or people around you have been telling you, you always been drinking, You're going to do everything for the beer, for the shot, for the bottle, for this, for that, whatever. Whatever the situation conveniently is to drink, you will drink. But look at you now. You're not. Right? Why would you destroy that? No one is pushing the alcohol to your throat. Only you, the one who's doing it. And you have a choice. You have a power. You're that creature who sits behind the steering wheel deciding what's going to happen next. And you know something. You've already been in places. Right? Remember what you know. Remember what you did. And remember how you've been keeping yourself away from it. All that distance you've done it. If you survived a half an hour, you survived a day, then you've done a week, couple days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months, 6 months, 10 months, whatever. All that was done by simple decision not to do it because I know what's happened with me, because I know how I'm doing it. Why would you do that? Why would you go for that struggle, for that stress, for everything which will be against you? Because it is. The isolation kicking to you. What the alcohol does to you, you know. It takes everything from away or you. It's taking away from you yourself as well. Because you're losing the dignity on the end. People don't want to talk to you. Kids don't want to talk to you. Nobody wants to have nothing to do with you. Every time they feeling and they living in a fear that you're going to collapse. Because you kind of go into it. But remember, you know what to do. It's 50-50. I am the driver. I decide. You're stronger than that. You know that we shouldn't give that all power to it because it doesn't have that much power unless we allow it. If someone wants to punch you in the face, what you gonna do? You raise your arms so you stopping it. The same as here. You are acting before it happens. So you walk into the store, you don't feel comfortable, you're thinking about that aisle, or maybe you're just seeing from a distance and you start thinking, well, no, there is no well, right? You're standing on the front of that liquor store, you're standing on the front of that aisle, or maybe within that aisle when the alcohol is on the shelf, but you're walking away. You know what's gonna be. Maybe you already saved some money on side. You know what's gonna happen. You're gonna flunk all the money. You're gonna flunk everything for the alcohol. You know this. You know how it works. Don't try to kind of trick yourself. It's not gonna work because it's not gonna work because it did not work in the past. So it's not gonna work right now and it's not gonna work in the future. You don't need this. This is only the substance which will not give you any break because you know it never worked well for you and it won't work. You know that. You know that. What we're gonna do? We're gonna drink a little bit. The dopamine effect will kick in your body. You'll feel a little bit kind of a relaxish, whatever that's gonna mean to you. And then you're gonna be chasing that feeling which you will never gonna cope because you have probably on the first kind of a drink or maybe half of a drink or whatever that is. You know how it works. And then you are releasing all the gears. Everything goes very badly. Everything. You're gonna start again doing the same stuff you've been doing it, right? Every day, just the weekend. I mean, it's just like it's trying to manipulate yourself. Don't do that. Don't allow even that thought to your head. Why would you need to do that for? You know how it goes. Then you're gonna start doing this bullshit, dumb shit. You've always been doing it. And then on the next day, you're not gonna be remembering what you've been doing it. Fights with family, fights with friends, doing all that crazy stuff which nobody wants you to do anyway because you're gonna lose your control. You always lose your control. And then again, it comes to the point when you've got all these bits, all these situations where you're sick of tired of being drunk. And then you're hoping, okay, fair enough, if I give myself a little whole pass, I'm gonna do only 2 weeks, right? Okay, so I'm gonna start from the next month. No, you're not. It's say you know that you're gonna stuck to it again. You're gonna stuck to it. It's gonna be so difficult to do unless something bad will happen. So how many bad moments, how many bad situations has to happen to you so you finally realize that you are better off without? Because you are. Look at you. Look how beautiful it is. You get a whole day. You can plan some stuff. You can do things. Haven't you seen the difference already? Have you? There's a plenty of difference. You can even see how your day looks like. You can actually see how all the vibration is and energy around your house. Your family, your friends, your work. And you feel more happy. You know that. You definitely know that. I'm not saying that you're trying to, create the stressful situations because you know that you're going to have them in life, but you can deal with everything already different way and you know it because you've done it already. You did it. Look at all that stuff in the past. You learned some stuff. You've seen some stuff. You know that it is the other doors, the other solutions, the kind of things you can do. And sometimes when you've been stuck with something, you knew that when you've been drunk, you couldn't find the ways of it, so you've been more depressed, so you drink more. And that was just kind of later you don't even drink because you have a problem. You start drinking, it's just because you have a withdrawals and you're trying to go away from it. Because that's how it works. So it's only drinking for drinking, not because I want to drink, because you just drink because you want to feel better in perspective of physically. But you're not feeling better because what you're doing it, you just keep your toxicated body being constantly toxicated. So you don't want to lose that edge, go off the problem because you know that you're going to hit the withdrawal effect and you're going to hit hangovers and you have to just cope with them somehow. So at least you'll be able to functioning. That creates you totally to being nothing else but functional alcoholic. And you know that. You know it. You know it. You just don't like it when anybody else around you tells you. But you deep inside, you're feeling it. You already come up to the idea, okay, now I'm doing this dumb shit stuff. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't pay me nothing. Constantly get me into the trouble. Do you really want it? Do you? Do you? Of course you're not. But that one little crazy thought of doing something, maybe. The maybe doesn't exist for you anymore. There's no maybe. You're like this sniper with precision shots. You know what you're doing. You definitely know what you're doing. And you know what's going to happen to you if you allow yourself to do the stuff you shouldn't do. Because you know it's already a kind of a too late. Maybe it's too late to continue, but maybe it's not late for you to be sober. And that's what I wish for you, to stay there. Stay sober. Others done it, so you can do it. Which means that you can be yourself, the king or a queen of sobriety for yourself. You're already doing it. It's just the credits are coming later. You're already doing it. You're not drinking. You're not drinking, you're working on yourself. You're checking yourself from time to time. You see them red flags. You know what to do. You know how to stay away from it. You start appreciating the value where you are right now, where you're being sober. And you know this. Or even for some of us, being dry, it's nothing else but just the first step to become sober, because you see the difference on your life. You know exactly how your life looked like when you've been drinking, and you know exactly how your life looks like when you're not drinking. And every time, everybody, everyone, whoever done it not drinking, got them curious, because this is the right direction. And you know it. Do you really have to wait until it's gonna be kind of a too late? If your health issues will, maybe right now you've got the situation that you're not healthy much because of the alcohol, and now you're pushing even to worst case scenario. Don't you have a reason to live for? Ask yourself this question. Of course you do. Everyone does. Even if you're lonely, you still can do your things. If you don't have to live for others, you can always live for yourself and prove it to yourself. I'm worth it something, right? I'm worth of something, but I'm really, really worth of something when I'm sober, not drunk. Sober, yeah. S-O-B-E-R, sober. D-R-U-N-K, drunk. 5 letters. 5 letters. All right? But what the meaning gives you. Opposite meaning. Drunk, everything bad. Even if it's not bad on the beginning, it will be bad later. Because that's how it goes. 5 letters on the other side, sober. Absolutely different life. Yeah, on the beginning there is rough, tough. But everyone goes through it. Like that piece of metal with the blacksmith. Condition. Alright? That's how we do this. And that's how I want you to do that. Stay sharp, stay up. I'll see you soon.